I decided to study psychology not because it was something I wanted to do or I had a calling. Simon, this is the right path for you. No, at all. I was 21, recently just returned back from living abroad, and I had no idea what to do with my life. Absolutely zero idea. So when my father asked me, like, hey, what do you want to study? Like, which field do you want to go into? I told him, like, I don't know. And I said, you know what? Like, psychology sounds like something useful, because you can be learning about how people work, how people think, how the mind works. I'll be learning about communication, collaboration. I'll be learning about how people get broken, how to fix them, things like that. So I thought that sounds useful, right? And at the same time as I was studying, the only thing I really could do, that was my only professional skill, if you want to call it that way, I could teach people English, right? I had certification for that. So I thought, well, I could make some money this way while I'm studying. So that way I actually entered the field of adult education, right? I mean, some development, learning and development part of the world. And as I was finishing my studies, I realized like that's something I want to do. I want to work with people, with the people, for the people, and actually kind of go deeper into what makes people tick and what does not. And I was a freelancer for many years while working for several different entities, but mainly from one large language school here based in the Czech Republic that was oriented at companies. So not it was not B2C, it was B2B sector, and I really liked that because you get to meet various different companies, their culture. You could look at their operations, in which segment they work, what was the specifics of the segment, how they think in that segment, and what are their limiting beliefs, and how they tackle things and whatnot. So that was a really interesting journey from that perspective, because I got to taste a lot of different things, a lot of different ideas, right? So I really thought, hey, that's going to be my life, teaching English. But as I finished my psychology degree at the University of New York, or Empire State College, I pursued another one in international relations and diplomacy. And I literally at that time, I thought I'm going to become a diplomat, and I'm going to work for the Czech state as a diplomat, right? That's going to be my career. And unfortunately, coincidentally, and that's how the universe provides, right? The government switched. There were votes, and the government changed at the time. And as the government changed, the people I was connected with or connected to that were supposed to help me get into this business or this field, they got replaced. So they were not there anymore, and they could not give me the employment that I was seeking. So that was the reason why I did not become a diplomat. And I was continuing in the field of adult education, or rather professional development. And then I finished my master's in international relations diplomacy. Never worked in the field, but again, it's a framework or school that actually helps you think about the world in systemic way. It teaches you a lot about communication. It gives you a lot of insights into how people are and how people work, how people make connections, how businesses are created, because negotiation between states or entities essentially is very similar to negotiation between companies and between people. So that was really helpful from that perspective as well. And yeah, I finished up being a teacher. I moved into a position of I can call it a senior teacher supervisor. Then I became a manager. I was leading a small team of people, developing them as well as clients, working externally. And eventually, through other fields such as project management, and I organized a conference and things like that, I realized at some point that being a freelancer and working for someone is nice. I have my freedom in there, but it's not enough. Then I need something bigger, something better than me, something more than just one person, right? Is the only reason why we create communities, groups, companies, families, is that the combination is more like 1 + 1 does not equal 2, right? Because you are combining potential thoughts, ideas, visions. So it's always more than two people. It's always more than just you. And you rarely can get to that point on your own. So at some point I decided, hey, it's time to actually start my own company. And that's when I founded in 2019, I founded Mindset Mentors, which is my company that I currently co-own. And from the very beginning, I knew that, because I always had issues with authorities and respecting someone who tells me that I have to respect them, but does not actually, does anything for me to actually realize I want to respect them. So I thought I want to build a company that's based on freedom. So after reading the book Reinventing Organizations by Frederic Laloux, I thought, hey, those are the principles, the Teal-based companies principles I want to build a company on. So, and since then we've been doing that.